What up, what up, what up? It's your boy Art, Arterbane the Fourth Wise Man, and you are listening to the What in the World podcast. What's up, friends? Buddy your pals, friends. How many of us have them? Friends. Ones we can depend on. Friends. Boom, 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 boom. Friends. Boom, 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 boom. Sorry, I'm in a good ass mood, yo. A real good mood. Y'all wanna know why? Because I am jobless. Nigga ain't got no job. And I'm feeling pretty good about it, bruh. A, it was a long time coming. B, nigga, I ain't down or nothing like that. A, I got all this good stuff going for me. You know what I'm saying? This podcast. You know what I'm saying? We got a nice little clothing line coming up. I got my blog coming up where I'm going to post my stories that are already done, by the way. So it ain't even like I got to bat my head around getting some stuff done. I already got stuff to drop, B. Some poetry. We got some other business endeavors we got going on. I'm good. And now I get 12 hours of working power back that I get to utilize. What's working power, you say? So the equation goes, the amount of hours you work plus the amount of stress induced equals working power. So if you live a stressful job, and let's say you say that job working 8 hours stresses you about 4 hours, right? That's 12 hours of working power. So when you quit your job, you get all that working power back because that stress you don't got to deal with on top of the real hours that you get back. But let's be real. It ain't just the hours you spend at work, though, like the real time hours. Because real time, anytime you're getting ready for work, anytime you got to wake up earlier to get ready, put your clothes on, the commute back and forth, all of that is tacked on to your working day. It's a part of it. So because it's a part of it, you got to say you got to spend at least about 10 hours of work, 10 hours of working, you know what I'm saying? Just to work for 8 hours. So that's 10 for real, plus the 4 hours of stress tacked on. That's 14 hours of working power you getting back. Bro, you done already got more than half a day back just from quitting. Whole time, it's the middle of the day. It's technically my nap time. Yeah, I got a nap time. I get sleepy. Using your brain makes you tired much more than any physical activity. It's damn my nap time, nigga. And I still feel I got all the energy that I need to get what I need to get done today. And I've been pretty busy today. I tried to start this motherfucker like 3 times. Then I got to go do something else. Because as a man, even when you don't have a job, you still have many, many levels of responsibility, which are now increased because I don't have a job. Because now, as a man, your value comes from you having a job. Because you don't have a job, you got to have exponential value just about everywhere else, which is fine. It's whatever. You know what I'm saying? I got 12 hours of working power back, so I'm good. It ain't no big. But shit is just crazy how it kind of works, though. Like I said, I ain't concerned. I ain't broke. I don't have a job and I ain't broke. I can pay my bills, what little bills I have, because your boy's car is paid off. Woo, 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 woo. By the way, here's the whole sign of it, though. But here's the sign that now is the time to branch out on your own. The day I quit, because I quit, nigga, wasn't fired, please. The amount of BS that went on in there, ain't no way that's going to fire me, of all people. It was a lot of people in line before you got to me, but I just did everybody a favor and got up out of there. The day I quit, because I had a long talk with God before I did it. The day I quit was the day that Turk flew for the first time. It sure fucking was, nigga. I almost cried because I was feeling it. I was like, man, whatever. Woo, woo, woo. And then, I'm getting him his little flight practice, whatever. He let me get his exercise. I fucking throw that nigga. I come around the corner. He on his perch. I'm like, hold up. Because usually I got to pick him up off the ground because he dropped down to the ground. Nah, he was on his perch. So I put him on the ground. Got a little bag, ruffled it, could spook him. He jumped. from the floor up to his perch, flew all the way up, across the fucking room. I said, hey, yo, that's a sign, bro. It's a sign it's time to fly, and that's what a nigga about to do. But anyway, that's enough of the you learning about my life and crap. We're gonna get into today's topic that I'm super excited about, and I've been noodling around for a few weeks now. And the topic is reverse segregation. Reverse segregation. Y'all know what that is? If you said yes, either you're a liar or you're an idiot. And I don't know which one you are, but I know you're one of the two. You wanna know how I know you're one of the two? Because I made it up. Reverse segregation is something that I made up. I'm gonna tell you what it is though. If segregation is them forcing us to be apart, and integration is them allowing us to be together, reverse segregation is them forcing us to be together. Now, where did that come from? I got this theory, right? That says if you make a law, like some dictatorship law, that says you are not allowed to procreate with your same ethnicity, we could eradicate racism in 2 generations. That's a theory that I have. Now, Pete, what I'm saying, because I already hear the arguments. You can fuck whoever you want. You're not allowed to procreate. You're not allowed to have a child with somebody from that same ethnicity. And I'm talking about in a perfect world, okay, where quite literally there's a law and literally nobody is having children with their same ethnicity. Racism will be eradicated. Why? How you going to be racist and everybody look different? Everybody's either going to look different or everybody's going to look the same. I don't know which one it is yet, but either everybody's going to look different or everybody's going to look the same. And it's hard to be racist toward a minority if there really is no fucking majority. Like, I mean, it's a theory though, because look at where half of our problems come from. One race, for whatever reason, feeling like they're superior just because there's enough of a difference to separate you from everybody else. So then you can say, oh, because we're so separate, somebody has to be above. Like, by law, we all can't be equal. There's a hierarchy, there's a food chain, and we want to be at the top of the food chain. That's where white people came in at. And let me tell y'all something about white people. I think white people get too much flack on slavery. I'm sorry. I'm being serious. I think white people get too much flack on slavery, and I'm gonna tell you why. Think about their circumstance. People love it's nature versus nurture. Your environment, and I'm team nurture. I think your environment plays the largest part in who you become, more so than your actual DNA. Because look at white people. Look at what they had. Look at Europe. Like the white people Europe, not like Spain and Turkey and all of them. No, I mean like white Europe. Fucking Finland, Scotland, fucking England, fucking Wales. I don't fucking know. I'm talking about white Europe. Think about them niggas. The niggas that was conquering actual 96% of the fucking world, or invaded, 96% of the fucking world. That is a fact. You can look it up. They have invaded over 96% of the world. There's a map that's all red that says everything in red. These motherfuckers have invaded. And niggas wonder why the world is in shambles because we all under the same umbrella and we don't even fucking realize it. But anyway, look at where they came from. Look at what they got in their countries. They had to trade and shit with Spain and other places so they could get spices for their food because their food was bland. Just like it is today. Know your history, folks. Know your history. These niggas didn't have no gems. These niggas didn't have gold and diamonds and rubies and the shiny things that they like. They had to get that shit imported from somewhere else. They had shitty ass weather. It was always fucking cold and snowy and shit. And I don't know if you know, But bacteria thrives better in the cold than in the heat. That's why when COVID started to slow down, it always slows down during the winter because it kind of freezes up or it spreads more in the winter because we're all kind of, not cooking. It's not getting cooked like it's supposed to kill the bacteria like it's in the oven. Because, we ain't got no ozone. So we're basically living in the goddamn oven at this point. You know what I mean? But yeah, white people, that's why they had the plague and all that shit, because bacteria easily spread. Much more easily spread. These niggas ain't got shit. Hell, they didn't have dicks. Their dicks were little. Like, it was just a bad time. Apparently, their music sucked too. Like, these niggas didn't have shit. Okay? That's why they conquered the world. It sucked over there. Okay? Africa. Nigga, we had everything we needed, bro. The spices, the gems, and all the shiny things, the quote unquote wealth, the nice ass sun, so we can actually grow whatever we want to grow. We had all the animals. These niggas didn't even have animals. These niggas had birds, turkeys, and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, these niggas didn't really have no real ass meat, deer and shit. These niggas didn't have good stuff. Africa has everything. Fucking everything. These niggas is fucking hurting, like, or something. So they went and traveled the world to go find the shit. All right. And then along the way, they were whooping everybody's ass. So they started to get the big head of, damn, shit, we must really be the shit because we are fucking everybody up. And say what you want, but they was fucking everybody up. They didn't beat everybody. Some people, beat them off, but hey, I feel like these niggas got a winning record against the world, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. I got to do a little bit more research on that, but I'm pretty sure these niggas got a winning fucking record when it comes to their invasions and shit. So you got to look at it from that point of view. Like, they had to go find that shit. When they found it, they didn't want to give it up. And why would I trade with you when I can just take it? That's natural human nature. You can say what you want. That ain't no white people thing. That's a human nature thing. Because I grew up around black people. Okay? And I don't see no difference in terms of motherfuckers just being selfish. You got what I don't got. So I'm going to take it from you. That's it and that's all. Like, niggas grew up with that shit. And these white people had the same mentality when they was conquering the fucking world. And then they had to think of a reason, well, why are we better than them? How are we conquering them so bad? Well, the only difference I can see is that we're white. And they're of a darker hue of any fucking sort, whether it be black, brown, red, yellow. They're not white. That must be the key. That must be the key. They're white. We're white. Let's do it. Let's conquer the world and let them know, hey, we are the superior race. Hail, Heil, Hitler, how the fuck they fucking say it. L'chaim. I don't think that was right. But y'all know what I'm trying to say. Like, fuck them niggas, okay? And I think that if black people were put in the same, like, let's be real, if Africa didn't have any of the crap that we had, you don't think we would have tried to conquer the world too? Like, really, just switch environments. Like, don't change anything else. Just change the environment. Put black people in Europe. Put white people in Africa. Make sure that white people don't get dark skin. Make sure we don't turn white. Like, literally just switch us and have us be there for 100 years just like that and see what happens. Y'all don't think that we wouldn't be like, man, because we want to season our food, but if we ain't got no seasoning, what you want us to do, we got to go get it. And let's be real, supply and demand has always been a thing. That's not a capitalist thing. Supply and demand has always been around. We got what you want. And because we got something that you want and you want it / need it, we're going to overcharge you for it. That's just how it works. Even in the barter system, that's how it fucking works. And niggas was going to press us. And we wasn't going to let niggas press us. We not going to let niggas press us. We don't let niggas press us now. So why would we let motherfuckers press us and we really fucking need some shit? We want some shit, nigga. We going to go fucking get it. That's how it works. That's how human nature works. I wish we would stop acting like, our ethnicities make us that much different. The only thing that makes us really that much different is our environment. And we are a product of our environment. Our DNA plays very little factor in our behavior. Very little. There are extreme cases like, of course, when you have that chemical imbalance, your ADHDs, your bipolar disorders, stuff like that, depression, things like that, yes, is, I guess, part of nature and stuff like that. But even then, those things can be called if they're caught early enough in nature, and then it can be nurtured properly. It'll still be there, sure, but it'll definitely be better handled. And that means something. That's why I'm like, it's about your environment. And then sometimes how a person acts literally is their environment. They don't know any better. And an environment can quite literally change your thinking, change who you are, because you're immersed in it. It's around you. You know what I'm saying? It's like being a fish in water. If the water changes its chemical balance, then the balance in the fish is also going to change. It's not the fish's fucking fault. The only way to do that is to remove the fish from that environment. It's like that with ourselves. I've had that conversation with a friend before. Like, yeah, it's like, I want to change. I mean, sometimes you really can't unless you remove yourself from your situation. And that's half of the reason why I left my job. You know what I'm saying? You're in a certain environment so long, it starts to consume you. You start to take on the characteristics of that environment. And it's crazy because humans are the only animals that tries to make environment adapt to us and not us adapt to the environment. Because even animals understand that the environment is what it is. And the only thing you can do is help make it better, building a dam to regulate water flow, chopping down old trees so new ones can grow, not just chopping them down just to chop them the fuck down. You know what I'm saying? Even animals know there's a limit. But humans, we literally down to our core, everything about us, we want the environment to adapt to us so we feel comfortable in ourselves. Like literally our system of human has been built on catering to ourselves and giving a fuck about anything else in the process. That's why the world's dying now. Sorry, didn't mean to turn this into a soapbox or nothing like that, but it is real. It's real. And all because motherfuckers really think we're that much different just because we look different. And that's what I mean with reverse segregation. A lot of this shit could be changed, done, called, like, get it out of here. Just if we all either look different, like legitimately we all look different, or we all look the same. I think we're all going to look different, personally. Science says we're all going to eventually look the same, but I think we're all going to look different if we all, because think about it like this. Look at it like colors, right? Black can get with a blue, right? When a black gets with a blue is still blue, right? A blue could get with a purple, but a purple still got a little bit too much blue in it, right? But if a blue got with a yellow, you make a whole new color with green. Or if purple was with green, you're going to create a whole new color. Then if you keep doing that, you keep doing it. So it's like, oh, you're a little too close to my color, a little too close to my hue. We can't risk it because they're going to kill our baby. Because that's the stipulation. Because, people hard-headed. The only way to say or to ensure that people don't procreate incorrectly is to say, if you have the wrong baby, we're going to fucking kill it. That's the only way. I think it's China who was on that shit. You allow 2 kids. If you have a third one, we're going to take it, we're going to kill it. That's a lie. I don't know if they really took them and killed them, but I feel like they were. And I also don't know if it really was China. It was one of them Eastern fucking countries that was on that shit. You are allowed 2 kids. You have a third one, we're going to murder it. We're going to throw it into a dumpster. Matter of fact, we might just kill it and use it for stem cells. Like, that's the only way to get people to cooperate and say we're going to kill it. So imagine if everybody in the world, like I'm black, right? Now imagine if I'm not even allowed to fuck you, even if there's black too close in your ancestry. And that's what I mean with the colors. With purple, there's blue and red in your ancestry. And it's too close for comfort, which means you got to go with something that got some yellow in its ancestry to take it off kilter. Like if I'm black and I'm looking at you and you're brown skin, but you still look like you're black, I can't fuck with you. I gotta find me an Asian or fucking a whitey or like something that's not my hue, that's legitimately not my hue. We have a child. Our child is going to look like a mixture of both of us. Like, boom. This is a whole nother color we just made. Noise. And then you take these two new colors of these kids and you combine them, you make a tertiary color. Damn, maybe everybody is going to eventually look alike. just based on how colors and paint works. You keep mixing every fucking thing. Eventually, everything's going to become like black or brown or whatever the fuck the color becomes. I mean, yeah, in theory, it's something that could work. In theory, of course. Now, obviously, we know that there's nothing really that could make us all get on the same accord. But like I said, that's why it's a theory. It's a theory. Now, think about reverse segregation kind of in this kind of way. So, if we all, including grandparents, if I'm black, right, and then the person over there's parents is white, and now we got to come together at this, wedding? And now we get that perspective that we otherwise wouldn't have had. Because that's the other part of it, perspective that you gain. Because that being with your own kind thing is it makes sense to an extent, but that's how it can get really bad too. Like, be with your own kind because you can better relate is what it means. So it just makes it easier to mesh, to coexist when you already don't gotta explain certain things, you know? But reverse segregation tackles perspective. Like if you have to procreate with a white person, you now know gotta understand what it's like coming from that white person. That white person has to understand what it's like coming from that black person or that Hispanic person, that Asian person. Like half of it is that we just don't know enough about each other. There's no dialogue, and we're too busy trying to defend our side as opposed to trying to understand the other. But a child is the easiest way to bring two sides together. The cheapest way, no, I'm not saying the cheapest because kids are expensive, but just like literally the easiest way, just to single-handedly like, oh, for this little motherfucker, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's all come together and get over our differences and just be together so we can all help raise this future, because kids bring hope. Kids are hope. Kids is hope. Kids are hope. Kids is hope. Kids hope. Kids are hope personified in the flesh. It's the future. It's there's still a chance. There's still a fucking chance that somebody won't be fucked up. There's a shot. There's a shot. And nobody wants to fuck that up. Nobody who genuinely gives a damn is going to want to fuck that up. You overlook things for children, for kids, for babies. That's just what you do. So imagine that perspective we gain, because now we're not focused on fighting, but we're really focused on trying to come together for this common goal. That would pay dividends, bro. And then imagine now that we both got the perspective, our child is automatically going to have the perspective of both. And then this person who has black and white parents and this person who has Asian and Hispanic parents, and then they have kids. And then those two kids with 4 different perspectives, and 2 of them are now going to come together, and then they're going to make that child. That's going to be the 3rd generation. Boom. Come on now. And let's just assume you throwing some black over there, black and Asian, and then black and white, bring it down. Kids have grandkid looks a little black. But then that's when you gotta, all right, you looking a little purple right now. That's probably not a bad color to be referring to black people about. But you know what I mean, goddammit. That's the original color I damn used. Leave me alone. You looking a little purple there, sir. Like, I'm gonna need you to throw some yellow in there, some green, something to kind of tighten that up a little bit. And if you keep that going, bro, and then if you get people into that mindset, because that's what's going to happen. You do it for a few generations. It's not even going to need to be a law. Human nature is going to automatically follow suit. it's automatically going to be instilled in your brain that I don't want somebody that looks like me any fucking way. Shit, everybody has parents that look different. Everybody has parents that look different. It's going to be, everybody has grandparents that look different. Everybody has grandparents and they have at least 3 of their 4 grandparents are something different. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be conditioned not to want to be with somebody who looks like you, just how you're conditioned to be with somebody who looks like you because everybody around you looks like you. And then you want to get mad at these mixed kids for going with the white side or the side that's not black, not of your nigga. They have both sides equally in them. And they didn't even choose a side, nigga. They're attracted to what they're attracted to. Like, I get in some instances, you should be with your own kind, but not forever. I think we all should learn about our kind separately. But then at some point, we need to start learning about everybody else, like on some Avatar shit. Avatar: The Last Airbender type shit. Like, you gotta, yeah, I'm an airbender, sure. But I still gotta go out and learn this earthbending. It's going to be extra hard because it's my opposite element. But if I can master that motherfucker, that's going to make my airbending even stronger because I've taken things that I've learned from this completely opposite technique, but I'm applying it to my natural technique. Imagine if we did that with like perspective of how we all view each other, on that perspective of love and culture and stuff like that. Can you imagine how fantastic the world would be? How genuinely peaceful the world would be. Because a lot of anger as well, a lot of negative emotion comes from the feeling of being different, the feeling of loneliness, the feeling of not having anybody in your corner. It stems from those same fucking feelings, and that can easily be eradicated if we all look the same or we all look different. But I guess, human beings are going to find a way to make themselves feel superior in some way. But as long as it's not based on what you look like specifically, I don't think that's a problem. If you think I'm better than you, or if you think you're better than me because you're smarter than me, I feel like that's kind of plausible. Be real, there's some merit to that at least. There's some merit to intelligence over looks, you know what I'm saying? Or, oh, you think you're better than me because you're funnier than me? Well, that's still plausible. You're better than me because you're a nicer person than me? That's plausible. Like, all of them are at least plausible and not make sense. Oh, you think you're better than me because you look different? Not even look better, but you look different. That's the whole kill. Like, there's no evidence. Niggas can say if they want. There is no evidence that says any ethnicity looks better than another. If you take the baddest black girl, the baddest Asian, the baddest white girl, the baddest Hispanic, the baddest Native, the baddest all of them, and you put them all side by side, I guarantee you're not going to want to pick. You're not going to want to pick. Damn, I got to pick. And then, of course, by default, you're going to go with what? Your natural ethnicity, because that's what you yourself identify with. So if you got to choose, fuck it, I might as well just go black since I can't pick. But in your brain, you struggling like, ooh, I feel like I gotta pick black, but that Asian looking kind of right. Oh, but look at that white girl. I'm ashamed for loving on this white girl the way I'm loving on her. My ancestors be ashamed of me. Let me ask y'all something. Speaking of the ancestors, let me ask y'all something. And this is just a random ass, completely off topic. I want to ask y'all something. Topic for everybody to talk about. Would you let a white person call you a nigger, and a hard R? Would you let a white person call you a nigger for $1 million for each nigga? $1 million per nigga. You will let a white nigga call you a nigga. Would you take it? I want you to just ponder that because I'm going to talk about that in a future episode. But I really want you to really think about that. Would you? Would you though? But anyway, back to reverse segregation. The perspective we gain would be priceless if we were all forced to be together. Priceless. We wouldn't even remember how bad it was being forced. We think us being forced to do anything, we think being told what to do, we think being controlled in all instances is bad because we naturally have this gift of free will that God, quote unquote, gave us, which free will is a myth. Free will isn't the concept of free will doesn't exist of what free will actually means. You're not in charge of your emotions. You're not in charge of your actions. You're not really 100% in charge of what happens to you at all times. You're not. There are literally some things that are out of your control that there's nothing you can do about it. It's motherfuckers that are healthy their whole lives. It's motherfuckers that are healthy their whole lives and will still catch cancer. Will still catch some kind of bad disease. I mean, eating right veggies, straight vegan, bro. Work out, exercise, get your heart rate down, check your cholesterol, your blood pressure, doctor twice a year. Good dental, because little do people know your mouth has a large part to do with your health, because everything that pretty much enters your body naturally comes in through your mouth, what you consume. So, but if it's being consumed with what's in your mouth and your mouth is dirty, you're going to swallow it and you're going to digest that. And now that dirty shit is in your body. That's how it works. Like and people take care of themselves and bad things will still happen, bro. It happens. Do I think you're mostly in charge of what happens to you? Yes. But free will to me is saying anything that happens to you, everything to a T is on you. And let's be real, nobody wants everything that happens to them to be on them. I learned that the rough way, that apparently you're not allowed to say that certain things are people's fault, even though sometimes it really quite can be. Like, and I'm not even saying like absolving the motherfucking perpetrator and blaming the victim. I'm not saying blame the victim, but it always takes two. In any situation, it always takes two. Even the classic thing of being in the wrong place at the wrong time. Like, that's probably the only thing where it's like, all right, that wasn't your fault. Like, classic, you take the normal route you always take, nice and safe, but just that one day it was some crazy niggas on the block shooting. You know what I'm saying? And you caught a stray. That's just bad luck. You know what I'm saying? That's just bad luck. But I promise you, 9 times out of 10 when stuff like that happens, it's karma. People don't want to hear that either. People don't want to hear that the bad thing that happened to them is the result of the bad thing that they did to somebody else. People don't want to hear that shit. People don't want to talk about karma. But that's the whole thing about reverse segregation. You gain that perspective. See, white people think what's happening to them now is just a result of bad luck. No, nigga, this is centuries worth of karma you guys are about to get across the globe, nigga. And I appreciate the white people that understand that. Like, yes, like, no, we didn't have shit to do with slavery. Like, I didn't have shit to do with slavery. Hell, my own family history might not have anything to do with slavery. We might have been helping out with the Underground Railroad, but that doesn't necessarily 100% absolve us of what we've benefited from in this system that was designed to not only keep us up, but to keep others down. Like, it is what it is. But I also get it where white people are a little upset and they're like, I think some of them have a right to feel like it wasn't my fault. Why are you mad at me? I didn't do anything. I don't need to benefit from this system. I can't just dismantle it myself. Like, what can I do to help? And a lot of the times, Black people don't have a goddamn answer. And that pisses me off when I see that happen. Because you mad at them. You want them to help. And you know what pissed me off one time? I saw this video. It was a little while back. It was this lady, some known lady, who was talking about, I'm not about to show white people how to help us. You can do research on your own. You know what I'm saying? Help yourself just like we had to help ourselves all this time, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, that's so fucking dumb. It makes no fucking sense. Somebody walks up and they say, hey, I know we done fucked up. How can I help? And instead of telling them how they can help, you tell them to figure it out. Nigga, what? But then go and whine when we don't have any fucking help? Nigga, like you don't get to have it both fucking ways, bro. You fucking don't. Either you want help and somebody offers it and you say, all right, this is how you help me, or you shut the fuck up about not getting any fucking help. That's it and that's all. Like that shit made me so fucking mad. So fucking mad. Cause all that's missing is a dialogue. And you don't want to have it because you salty. Like, bruh, like we're say what you and again, I'm pretty sure I've said this on here before. White people would white people, black people would still be slaves if it wasn't for white people. You can say what you want. Ain't no black person have the power to sign any fucking law into anything to release us as slaves. Never. So if a white man didn't sign that motherfucker, we would still be slaves. Period. If these white people didn't let us stay at their cribs on the Underground Railroad, if they didn't keep our secrets, a lot of us wouldn't have escaped. Some of us would have, but let's be real, the number wouldn't be nearly as high. Shit, even Harry Tubbs, you think Harry Tubbs was leading niggas all the way through every time? No. She had connects with the white people in the Underground Railroad when they houses and they fucking wine cellars and shit. Nigga, we can't do it without each other, yo. People can say what they want. Nobody does this life shit on their own. Nobody. 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 Nobody does this life shit on their own. Nobody. You want to know the motherfuckers who really do this life shit on their own? Homeless motherfuckers who are outside on the street with signs. Them the motherfuckers who are going at it alone, alone. Alone, 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 nigga. Because let's be real. Most of y'all got somebody who will have your back. At least one person who will have your fucking back when shit hit the fan. One person, everybody. And I know that to be a fact. Even those people who think they don't got a person, I'm like, you're full of shit because I know for a fact that you do. You wanna know how I know that you do? Because that person is me. So what the fuck are you talking about? If you ain't never been homeless, and genuinely get back on your fucking feet, and even then, once you start to get back on your feet, there still has to be some level of help. Somebody got to give you an opportunity. Somebody got to give you a chance. There's something that somebody is going to have to give you to help you get to where you're trying to go. Because this system is designed not to make it on your own. It's designed to need people. And we as people are pack animals anyway. We don't like being alone. Even me, a notorious crab, like hermit, like stay in my room, bro. Like, and like legitimately, nigga, I really don't want to go. And you really don't have to ask me. I'm not that dude. Oh, I just wish you at least asked why. You know I don't want to go. Don't waste your time asking me because that's just going to bother me. Like, anyway, bro, like that shit just weird to me. Like, just completely ignoring the dialogue for no reason. It just doesn't make any sense. You need people. We need each other. Stop pretending like you don't. And even I need people. Even I sometimes am going to need a good talking to. I'm usually the one people lean on. You know what I'm saying? But hell, heroes need a hero too sometimes, you know? That's just everybody. Everybody needs somebody in their corner. Everybody needs somebody to love them, somebody to care about them, to know definitively that ain't no strings attached. And sadly enough, that's not even family anymore. I don't think it ever really was family, to be quite honest with you, but like it's not even really family anymore. Like it's at this point, it's the family you create, the family you choose. Because family will do you dirty, and then say you gotta let them do you dirty because they're family. That shit don't make no fucking sense, but niggas that do it. So you gotta look out. You gotta have each other's backs. Everybody gotta have each other's backs. And I'm adamant that if everybody looked out for everybody, nobody will have to worry about themselves. Because why would you need to worry about yourself where you got 7, 8 billion other people worried about you? You now literally don't have to worry about yourself. Ooh, I'm cold. It's 10 motherfuckers walking up with blankets. 10 different motherfuckers. Now you got blankets to choose from, or take all of them shits. I'm hungry. 5 niggas walk up. What you want to eat? Shit, I got food already made. If everybody worried about everybody, nobody would have to worry about themselves. And it wouldn't be such a hassle to worry about anybody else either, because all your energy is put into worrying about yourself. And half of that is coming from you just not understanding the other side, just not having that perspective, something that can easily be ratified with reverse segregation. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying a lot of bullshit can be avoided. Long story short, I'm just saying a lot of shit could be avoided if we were all just forced to be together. We would learn so much if we all just, I even just me, I'm dark skinned and I don't even fuck with you if you too light, even if you're black. Like, you got to have some melanin, bro, because black people with different hues live different experiences. I don't like to claim my life as being harder just because, but it is what it is. You won't experience certain things simply because you're not my dark. Look at the motherfuckers that get shot. How many of them motherfuckers who are getting shot by police and all that shit you see happening to, how many of them motherfuckers is light skinned? And I mean, your classic light skin, curly hair. Like, nah, all the motherfuckers is at least brown, bruh. Paper bag test. You outside, bruh. All of them. Dark skin. Look it up. Down to the women that get got. Brown skin, at least, bro. Shit is just different. The darker you are, the more melanin you have, the more of a threat that you are. Like, that's just how it is. I mean, I didn't make the rules. I didn't make the rules, my nigga. I just move accordingly. That's it, and that's all. And I think if we all just made that little change of moving how the world is instead of how we want it to be, again, classic people trying to change the environment to adapt to us instead of us adapting to the environment. Like, if we all actually just adapted accordingly to how the world is and not how we wanted it to be, we would actually get somewhere. Like, I don't believe in just, no, I think it's wrong to just teach our little girls to protect themselves. I think we should teach our boys to not do stupid shit. I think we should do both. I don't think we should do one or the other. That's dumb. You fortify both sides of the wall, not just the outside. You fortify the inside as well. That's what makes a solid structure. Teach our girls to be safe. Teach our boys to act safe. And that way, we don't have to worry about people being not safe. It's that simple. Work both sides of the coin. And then we'll get to where we need to go. Get that perspective that we need. That's what I mean by, like, we should be raised separately to get to know who we are as people. But come the time where we need that perspective to understand the world as a whole. Like, a lot of us are still trying to find who the fuck we are. And that's where a lot of the problems come from. Your mid-20s, 30s, hell, some people 40s, literally still trying to figure out who you are, what you want to be in life, the kind of person you want to represent, your morals and values. Your people are still figuring that stuff out. And half of that is because they don't have enough perspective to pull from. So what the bowl that they have isn't that full. You pull something out, it's nothing good in here. You add some different kinds of chips in, you know what I'm saying? Now you can dig around a little more and maybe find something good. That's all perspective is. All the different chips and shit, all the different snackage that gets thrown into the bowl. Like, ooh, is there M&Ms at the bottom of this? You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't have had no M&Ms if you didn't gather it. You wouldn't have known that you even liked M&Ms. You wouldn't have known how useful M&Ms were until you gathered them. Oh, these shits is handy. You can fit like 5 in your hand. You can shake them around. They make a noise. They real colorful. You can toss them up and catch it in your mouth. You can have some fun with it. Hell, and I'm thinking it's all about the crunch. You know what I'm saying? They fruity. I like chips. They salty. But it's nice for a little bit of fruity. You know what I'm saying? You get that perspective. You start to understand, like, okay, this is. I think I know I grew up around chips, but I think I'm a fruity kind of guy. I think I'm a fruity kind of guy, and that's all right. That's all right, nigga. Cause hey, Skittles is cool. Skittles is cool, bruh. Like, Skittles ain't no worse than chips, and chips ain't no worse than Skittles. You like salty or you like sweet, my nigga? You like colorful or you like bland, my nigga? Like, you like to be able to play with your food or you like to just snack? Like, it's what do you want? But you don't know what you want unless you experience things. You can't experience things unless you have perspective, bruh. Perspective is the key to our mental. That's the key to our level 2. That's the key to our mind, is your perspective. The more perspective you have, the smarter you're going to be. It's a positive correlation. God, yo. I don't know if y'all hearing me on this reverse segregation shit. I ain't trying to convince y'all to only, be with others. Cause I know, like I said, I ain't been with nobody outside of even a dark skinned Joan for real. Brown at best. But I'm thinking about it. Thinking about it. I could definitely use some. I had, there was a little Hispanic junk that wanted my cookies. And, we had a little bit of a conversation and shit. And even just from those few conversations that we had, I kind of learned a great deal of perspective just from that culture alone, even though we weren't even talking about culture, but just hearing a person from that culture talk about their experience and realizing the differences between Black culture and Hispanic culture. It's just like, whoa. And then the difference between a man and a woman, a Black man and a Hispanic woman, like even those, like you start to understand like everybody's plight. And it's like, damn, we all really got our shit, bro. And if we all were just a little more understanding towards that, we wouldn't be treating each other like shit. I don't know, man. I guess I'm just talking to myself at this point, just rambling with ideas of a world that is quite literally impossible to have. About as impossible as my damn logo being real, a damn world that's in the shape of a teacup. The world is rounded. It's just the way it is. It's just the way it is, yo. But us as humans can't help but try to mold that sphere into that goddamn cup. We found a way. We didn't mold the actual earth, but we molded one that looks like it and put it on this damn piece of paper and said, look what we did. We're God. Oh no, I'm about to go into a rant. I ain't gonna do that to y'all. But I'm telling y'all, bro, we gotta goddamn come together instead of being apart. We do that. Ooh, it's gonna be some peaceful things going on in the world. And I think I want to leave us off with this little tidbit. If you're going to sit up here and complain about how shitty the world is, but then you turn around and treat people like shit just because you're having a bad day, you're a shitty person yourself. And you need to start working on that. Because if you don't, you're going to catch karma. And then you're not going to know it's karma. And then you're going to go do bad because you think that the world is out to get you. And then you're going to put that on somebody else. And then you're going to turn that person into a bad person because you're throwing all your shit on top of them. And then they're going to get to the point where they've had enough. Everybody has their breaking point. And then the cycle just keeps going. Be the motherfucker to break that cycle. When you see yourself starting to turn into the black hole that you've been sitting next to when your stars starts to get sucked up into it, understand to remove yourself from your environment so that your light doesn't completely be diminished by the darkness that's going to be there no matter what. Remove yourself from the environment. Get the perspective you need and move accordingly in the world. And we will get to a time of peace. I firmly believe that. It's your boy Art, Artaban, the Fourth Wiseman, and this is the What in the World podcast. Thanks for listening, friends.